The rain fell like 1,000 needles against the cracked hospital window, blurring the neon lights outside. Inside the dimly lit room, a young woman sat hunched over the metal chair, her hands trembling as she clutched the tiny fingers of her baby boy. Machines beeped in slow, haunting rhythms, reminding her that time was slipping away. The doctor's words echoed in her mind like a cruel sentence: "Your son needs urgent surgery. Without it, he may not survive the next few weeks." She had no money, no family to lean on, and no miracle in sight. Just a mother's desperate love and a child fighting for his fragile breath. If you believe in kindness, in miracles, and in second chances, please take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Together, we can keep spreading stories that heal hearts and remind us of the beauty of compassion. Her name was Clara. She was 26, with eyes that once sparkled with dreams but were now dulled by sleepless nights and endless worry. She had once imagined a simple, happy life, marrying young, raising children, and building a home filled with laughter. But fate had been harsh. Her husband abandoned her the moment their son, Noah, was diagnosed with a rare heart condition. Left with nothing but debt and a sick child, Clara worked double shifts as a waitress, skipping meals so she could save every dollar. Yet no matter how many hours she worked, the medical bills stacked higher, suffocating her hope. Every evening, after her shift, she would rush to the hospital to sit by Noah's side. His pale face and weak smile were her only strength. He would whisper, "Mommy, don't cry," even when his tiny chest rose and fell with pain. Clara tried to stay strong, but each day was a cruel reminder of how powerless she truly was. She prayed for a miracle, something, anything, to keep her son alive. That miracle came in the most unexpected way. Across the city, in a world of luxury and glittering glass towers, lived Ethan Hale. A millionaire by birth and a business tycoon by talent, Ethan was the kind of man who never knew the meaning of no. His name was on magazine covers, his presence commanded boardrooms, and his fortune seemed limitless. But behind the walls of his grand mansion, Ethan's life was empty. Wealth had given him everything except love. His parents had died when he was young, his friends were shallow, and every relationship he entered ended with betrayal. He built walls around his heart, convincing himself that money was the only thing that could be trusted. One stormy night, Ethan's car broke down near the old hospital where Noah was admitted. Frustrated, he walked inside to make a call, unaware that fate had guided his steps. As he passed the pediatric wing, his eyes caught a scene that pierced through his guarded soul: a young mother, sitting by her child's bed, her face wet with tears she tried so hard to hide. Something about her struck him. Her raw, quiet strength in the face of despair. He lingered, listening to the doctor explaining the cost of the surgery, watching her nod even though her bank account was empty. Ethan felt a stirring in his chest he hadn't felt in years, an ache of empathy. He could have walked away. He had no reason to care. Yet something about that fragile boy and his mother's unyielding love wouldn't let him. The image haunted him that night, long after he returned to his mansion. Clara, meanwhile, was running out of time. The hospital had given her a deadline to make the payment. She sold everything she owned, her jewelry, her old car, even the furniture in her tiny apartment, but it was still not enough. On the final night before the deadline, she sat outside the hospital, rain soaking her clothes, her arms wrapped around her knees as she wept silently. She thought of begging strangers on the street, but her pride wouldn't let her. All she could do was whisper desperate prayers into the storm. That's when Ethan appeared. He stepped out of a sleek black car, holding an umbrella, his sharp suit untouched by the rain. Clara looked up, startled, thinking he was just another passerby. But his gaze was steady, filled with something she couldn't name. Without introducing himself, he asked how much the surgery cost. Clara, too tired to lie, whispered the number. Ethan didn't flinch. He handed her a card with his personal assistant's contact and told her everything would be taken care of by morning. Clara thought it was a cruel joke. She almost threw the card away. But true to his word, the next day, the hospital confirmed that Noah's surgery had been fully paid for, every single expense covered. Clara was overwhelmed, torn between gratitude and suspicion. Why would a stranger do this? What did he want in return? The surgery was a success. Noah slowly regained his strength, his color returning, his laughter filling Clara's heart with hope again. And every day, Ethan visited quietly, bringing small toys for Noah and coffee for Clara. He never asked for recognition, never boasted of his wealth. He just sat by Noah's side, listening to his stories about superheroes and dreams of running in the park again. Clara began to see another side of this mysterious man, a softness hidden beneath his polished exterior. Weeks turned into months. Ethan's visits became the highlight of Noah's days. Clara, too, began to look forward to them. She noticed how his eyes softened when Noah laughed, how he stayed late into the night just to make sure they weren't alone. Slowly, the walls around Clara's heart began to crack. She had sworn never to trust another man again, but Ethan's kindness was different. It wasn't pity. It was genuine, quiet, and steady. For Ethan, Clara and Noah became the family he never had. For the first time in his life, he felt what it meant to be needed, not for his money, but for his presence. Clara never asked for more than what he had already given, and Noah's innocent love made Ethan feel human again. But love stories are never without obstacles. Word spread quickly about Ethan's connection with the single mother. The media painted Clara as a gold digger, accusing her of trapping the millionaire with her sob story. Clara was devastated. She had done nothing but fight for her son, yet now she was being torn apart by strangers. She begged Ethan to stay away, to protect his reputation. But Ethan refused. For the first time in his life, he chose love over appearances. He held Clara's hand in front of the cameras, telling the world that she and Noah were his family now. His empire could crumble, his name could be mocked, but he wouldn't let go of them. Clara wept, realizing that this man, who had once lived behind walls of wealth, was willing to risk everything for her and her child. Their bond grew unshakable. Clara found work again, but she no longer had to struggle alone. Ethan didn't just provide money, he provided love, stability, and a father's warmth for Noah. The boy flourished, his laughter louder than ever, his little legs running through the garden of Ethan's mansion as though he had always belonged there. Clara, once broken by life's cruelty, found her strength again in love. It was not a fairy tale, it was real, messy, and filled with scars. But it was beautiful. Two souls, broken in different ways, finding healing through each other. Ethan had all the money in the world but no love, and Clara had endless love but no money. Together, they completed what was missing in each other's lives. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Every click helps us keep sharing stories of hope and humanity that the world needs more than ever. Before we end, we have a special request. Please comment below with the words, "Love conquers all," if you believe that compassion and kindness can change lives. And so, under the same rain that once witnessed Clara's despair, she now stood hand in hand with Ethan, watching their son play with boundless joy. Life had tested them, broken them, and nearly destroyed them, but in the end, love, sacrifice, and kindness stitched their shattered pieces into something stronger than before. It wasn't just a story about a millionaire and a single mom. It was proof that sometimes, the most unexpected people come into our lives as the very miracles we had been praying for.